Well, hello everybody, how are you doing? This is Lucas M. Thomas coming at you late at night, kind of an impromptu thing. I had not yet used any of my live streaming time allotment in advance of the release of the Super Nintendo Classic Mini, this little guy. And it's going on sale for the public in 34 minutes, so getting in right under the wire. I thought that I would just do a little bit of a live stream tonight to kick off what may become a series. We'll see. It depends on how life goes and how much free time that I have. But my idea is to do the SNES Classic Completion Challenge. I want to challenge myself to finish, see the credits on all 21 games loaded onto this little retro mini console. Lots of them I finished when I was a kid, back when they first came out in the 90s, including the game that you're seeing on the stream right now, Yoshi's Island. But there are several that I haven't seen through to the end. Star Fox 2, of course, just came out, and I haven't played that to completion yet. Kirby's Dream Course, a couple of the others in the mix here I never saw through to the end. So, this could be a series. Or it could just be me justifying wanting to play all these games over again. Who knows? We're coming to you live tonight with some Yoshi's Island, because Yoshi's Island is one of my personal favorites from this entire set of games, and that's high praise considering the competition. But also because this is the first time this version of this game has been re-released. The original Super Nintendo cartridge was the only place that you could play the pure Yoshi's Island until this product officially comes out now in 32 minutes. So let's get a half-hour head start on everybody that's standing in those midnight lines, shall we? Now I've started playing it a little bit. Should I play the first levels over again? This is a completion challenge. I'll just let you know I've already played through World 1, so we'll start off in World 2. Alright, here we go. Visit Koopa and Parakoopa. And I suppose before I get into this, I should check and see that I'm getting everything correct on this stream here. Technical and otherwise. It's not coming through for me on my phone quite yet. We'll see. Oh, here we go. Here it is. I got a couple of people watching me. Thanks for sticking with me, hanging out with me here late at night. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if my volume and everything is coming through okay. Otherwise, I'm going to be jumping right in here. I did a little fancy live streaming frame, I'll see, and I'm losing Baby Mario right from the beginning. I did some fanciness with this live streaming frame just to frame the action, so that you guys can see me over here in this camera view. So you guys will just be seeing the gameplay along with me. Plenty of other videos have come out in the past couple of days showing off the different display frames that go around the games. I don't even have that turned on right now, so you wouldn't see anything but black if I didn't have this live streaming frame going. Alright, so starting off here. World 2-1, Yoshi's Island. Immediately I'm in this little bonus area where you can hop off of Yoshi and continue as Super Mario, Super Baby Mario with the cape. But I'm already confusing myself a little bit. I guess I shouldn't jump and hover there. There's probably a star down on the bottom to keep Mario's running streak going. the coins are just too tempting. There we go. You didn't know that Baby Mario acted more like Sonic the Hedgehog before he grew up. But see, Yoshi's Island teaches you these things. And I scored the flower, so I'm good. Another flower right there. If you haven't played the original Yoshi's Island, well, it's a lot like Yoshi's Woolly World was very recently. Yoshi's Woolly World, of course, taking all the ideas from this, being the original. Here's Poochie! Speaking of Yoshi's Woolly World, it was most recently resold as Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World, and this is Poochie's first ever appearance in the video game. Right here in World 2-1 of Yoshi's Island. What a helpful little doggy friend. Oh, but didn't jump quick enough. It is a rule of modern games journalism that as soon as you start recording your gameplay, or you do a live stream or something, you perform worse at the game that you're playing than you otherwise would have. My teenage self from the 90s would be disgraced that I would miss a single jump, or have to try that Mario sequence more than once. Alas, I'm getting older. I must recapture my youth with the power of the SNES Mini. Ding, 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 ding. Sir Fluffy Fox is in the chat giving me a thumbs up. People are saying the volume levels are good. What's up, Jeremy? Whoa, don't get Now see, that's what I get for watching the chat. But aha, watch this. This is going to break the illusion of a live streaming frame a little bit, but I can show you guys the rewind feature. Let's go to this point. And see, I don't have to restart back from the beginning. I can just pick a point that was close to where I was a second ago and erase the shame of my horrible defeat as I almost get crushed by the same block a second time. Oh, come on now. Weak. I'm not going to be doing very well on this. I've just resigned myself to the fact that this is not going to be any kind of an impressive playthrough. This is just me having fun on Super Nintendo launch night. I know that there's tons of people out standing in lines at Walmarts and such. I'm going to be right there with them tomorrow morning because I have to go pick up one that I reserved for my brother. Oh, careful, careful, Yoshi. Ah, get it, get it, get it. Yeah, just playing the first few levels of this game again in the past couple of days, I have renewed appreciation for it. This is a wonderful, wonderful game. Very happy that it is available once again after being out of print for so long. The Game Boy Advance version is good, but you can't beat the original. Fail. Fail on the bonus challenge. Nintendude says Nintendo Force, what's up? What's up, Nintendude? Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for jumping in. Sir Fluffy Fox says that he can vouch for that, talking about failing as soon as you start recording yourself. And see, you know, my self from 1995 would be just aghast that I only scored a 92 in that level. Alright, let's kick back and check out the baseball boys. Here's some arrows. Here's a little talkie box that gives you tips. Hit the arrow with an egg and it'll fly off in the direction that the arrow currently points. Zipping around everywhere. But see, you can't hit the baseball boys with an egg, because check it out. They just catch it, throw it right back at you. Can only beat them with a ground pound. Now, I put Yoshi's Island on the thumbnail for this stream, and I would enjoy just sitting here playing nothing but this, but if you guys have requests for different games, let me know. I can certainly swap over to some other things. I've only played a little bit of Star Fox 2 so far. So, if I played any of that tonight, you would see me fully still in learning mode. I am no expert at that game whatsoever. But I do like what little I've played of it so far. Music in this game is great, art style in this game is great. Touch a superstar and become... Okay, apparently the official name in-game is Powerful Mario. This is super! Dash with Y, float in the air. Run up a wall, you're invincible. You're in a diaper, you're a baby. You can do whatever. Alright, here we go. Powerful Mario making his second appearance. Run, Mario, run! Oh, sorry, that's a different game. This isn't a mobile game? Oh, missed that one. Get to the next one! Get to the next one! Well, I suppose I made it far enough. Whoa! Oh, be careful now, Yoshi. There are lots of debates in the video game industry and the great Nintendo fandom these days. Different things that people are annoyed by in games. Back in 1995, the thing that was annoying people was not the fact that I just lost my entire arsenal of eggs. The thing that most annoyed people in this game was the shrill cry of Baby Mario when you took a hit. Much debate about whether that truly damaged the appeal of the game. I feel like I am getting old enough to the point that I just need to be like the old man streamer, like just sharing factoids of what being a Nintendo fan was like in the 80s and 90s for all you young kids out there that weren't born and were not yet a part of this world until like the GameCube generation or something. And I know that there are plenty of you, because plenty of you subscribe to the magazine. Story time with Uncle Lucas. I'll just be Uncle Lucas. Oh dear, no, that was terrible. Alright, I'll use this as an opportunity. Have a listen. Don't need to torture the poor kid, but that's what we were dealing with. That was the height of debate. Oh dear. I don't actually want to lose. I am eggless. I need some eggs. I'm missing a whole big bunch of bonuses there. So I've got no egg to throw. Speaking of shrill, annoying sounds, here's the squeaky mice wearing skulls on their heads. Let's just blaze through the rest of this level, shall we? I'm nowhere near having a decent score. Oh, come on now. Cheap. Oh, what do we have here? I won't worry about that. I'm gonna have to if I do a completion challenge, I'm going to have to determine my personal rules for what I count as completion. Do I just get to the credits scene of each game? Do I have to 100% things? It's reasonable for me to go back and get 100% in all these Yoshi's Island levels, because I've done it before. 68 may be the worst score I've ever had in a Yoshi's Island level. Slot machine! But it's probably not reasonable for me to be like good old Gerard the completionist and get 100% in everything. So maybe just getting to the end of each would be enough. Let's check out the chat. Switch Nindies is saying Super Mario RPG. I could do that. I could hop over to some Mario RPG. Let's hit the reset button. Thank you, Yoshi's Island. I will save my progress. Once again, because of my live streaming frame, this is probably looking weird. But here is Super Mario RPG Legend of the 7 Stars, which I have not yet played here on the SNES Classic unit that Nintendo sent me. So let's dive into this. I'll let you guys watch the opening scene while I have my snack. It's almost midnight, so what have I got? Cookies and milk. Yes, yes, yes. Chocolate chip cookies, glass of white milk, playing Super Nintendo. This is the mid-90s, for sure. Good stuff. Alright. So this here attract mode is giving you a look at Super Mario RPG. The very first RPG to star Mario. Developed by a lot of cool people. That's Square. Square was in the golden age of making RPGs in the mid-90s. Nintendo wisely let them use the Super Mario license, and they created this absolute masterpiece of a game. Starring all kinds of crazy characters, like Puffball Mallow there. So, let's just hop into it. New game. My name... I'll just stick with Mario. Well, that's not... Alright, I'll use my own name. That's fine. It's not like they're going to refer to Mario as Lucas in the game if I use Lucas here on the file screen. Very particular about RPG games. I always like to keep the name normal, like whatever the default name of the character is supposed to be. Breaks the immersion if I get like 40 hours into some epic RPG and I get to some story scene and it's like, help us, Lucas Thomas. You are our only hope to save the kingdom. Peach has been kidnapped once again. At the time this game came out, she'd only been getting kidnapped for about 10 years, so the trope wasn't quite so played out as it is these days. Nintendo Jesse's in the chat. What's up, Jesse? What's up, Switch Nindies? Alright, here we have Mario. He's in action. He is running around. Everything is an isometric view until you jump into, well, it stays in an isometric view in battle scenes, though battle scenes take place not exactly in the screen that you're on. It's not like Chrono Trigger in that way. Just get some similar looking background. Gotta take out the terrapins. And I am unarmed. Mario was ill-prepared to come to Bowser's castle. So overcome with rage was he that Bowser would dare kidnap the princess once again. That he just rushed off without preparing. This is basically just a little tutorial level. Running through, one-shotting some bad guys, taking very minor damage along the way. Four. Goodness. I'll use my special attack. Jump. If you've never played Super Mario RPG, it's very similar to the other RPGs that it inspired. The Paper Mario games, some of them anyway. Paper Mario battle systems have started deviating into some weird territories in recent years. Mario and Luigi games, basically turn-based battles, but created in such a way that you are rewarded for having good timing with button presses. Alright, let's go up here. That vile fiend, Bowser Koopa, has hung Princess Peach from the rafters. Here we go. Hey, PSW 2011 still has the cartridge for this. Mac TV says, hello chat, what's up? Toadstool's giving me advice. I heard this advice 21 years ago, I'm good. Mario, prepare yourself for the great beyond. Not quite, ugly man. I know your tricks. I know not to target you, but to target the King Clink behind you. One damage claw attacks. Come on, Bowser. Let's be real. You can't beat me. Boom. No, it's a chain reaction. Hang on, King Clink. Yeah! Bowser inexplicably has a hammer to toss. The only time Bowser's ever tossed a hammer outside of a Smash Brothers game. Absolutely not true. Super Mario Brothers 1. In fact, I never actually thought about that. He chucked all kinds of hammers in the first Super Mario Brothers game. And then that aspect of his attack strategy was just completely lost. Except for this. I never thought that that might be a reference to Super Mario Brothers 1 and how he throws out hammers in the later levels of that. Funga! Foiled again. That deserves a cookie bite. Oh, Mario. You had me so worried. Let's get out of here. Shriek, Mario! I'm going to fall! Alright, here comes the coolness. What in the world is that? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, an absolutely gigantic sword falls from the sky and pierces Bowser's castle, looming menacingly over the land. Title card, Super Mario RPG. And you just know that you're in for an epic adventure. Mario, meanwhile, gets unceremoniously bounced all the way back to his house. Mario lives in the pipe house. Switch Nindies is saying he's never experienced this game, so it will definitely be the first game that he plays on the SNES Classic. Well, it's a good selection. Mario is hung out to dry. Bouncing on the bed. Jumping around on furniture. Totally disrespecting his own bachelor pad. Hey, I thought the princess was here with you, Mario, so where is she? He thought the princess was hanging out at Mario's house? That's scandalous. Mario, what's with the silent treatment? You're not telling me something. It's Bowser again, isn't it? Oh no, here we go again. Mario, would you please bring her back like you always do? Here's what save blocks look like. Now see, I never noticed on the CRT televisions of 2 decades ago, but ground texture is kind of chunky and blocky looking on this, doesn't it? Looks kind of weird. Guessing some graphical artifacts will be revealed as I play more of these games in 720p HD. running back up to the castle to see what's up. That's what's up. Exor, the giant sword.
Halt, who goes there? A trespasser. This castle now belongs to us, the Smithy gang.
So the game tricks you. They make you think that the sword is Smithy. The sword isn't Smithy. Spoiler. It's our first step toward taking over this world. And if it weren't for nosy characters like you, we'd practically own this world. So let's see you deal with this. A giant sword with the power to cause earthquakes just by flapping his gums. Here's the money shot. And the map screen no longer lets you go back to Bowser's castle because the bridge is broken. Gonna have to go around the entire world, play through the entire game, to find a way to get back to that castle. Back to Mario's pad. You guys let me know how much of this you want me to play. Super Mario RPG, I could play for hours and hours and hours straight. I won't do that, because I need to get some sleep tonight. Let's see, do I need to go talk to the Toad? Is he hanging out in the house? There he is. You're back so soon. Did you forget something? No? What happened then? Lots of comedy in this. The bridge to Bowser's Keep is out now? Just wonderful. We must inform the Chancellor of the Mushroom Kingdom at once. Let's go, Mario. This is one of the rare Mario games that actually shows like Toad culture and like recognizes that Princess Peach being a princess, there are probably other people in the royal administration surrounding her. Oops, excuse me. Oh, that bump on your head reduced your HP level. One of Mushroom Kingdom's famous items ought to perk you right up. Received a mushroom. Lucas ate a cookie. Do you know how to use items? Of course I do. Been doing this since the 90s, kid. Fight time. Do I know about timed hits? I do know about timed hits. Got more bark than bite, huh? We need to tell the Chancellor about Toadstool. Here's another Uncle Lucas factoid. This was the last game to call Princess Peach Princess Toadstool. Because this game came out in the first half of 1996 in the spring. And by the time you got to September 96, that's when the Nintendo 64 came out. And Super Mario 64 was the game that renamed her Peach. So this is the last Princess Toadstool game. Sad. Alright, hopping along Mushroom Way. You gotta listen to this music for a second. I'll take a cookie bite. Jesse says he's never played or even seen gameplay of this game. Well, Jesse, you're gonna enjoy it. See? No, there's an example of the timing mechanism. I had proper timing pressing the A button while he was attacking, so the damage was reduced to 0. And that's an example of proper timing on an attack. Oh. Talking too much and he bit me. And one good timed hit in that battle. Yeah, this game is cool. This game... They never did a direct Super Mario RPG 2. I mean, Paper Mario was called that for a while, before they changed its name. But there's never been a direct sequel with like the same characters and setting as this game. But the gameplay system inspired both the Paper Mario series and the Mario and Luigi series. So it has had quite a legacy over the past 20 plus years. And what you're seeing right now is obviously just the very early moments of the game when Mario is alone. You recruit other party members such that you end up having 3 people at a time, and there's a lot more complexity that happens in the battles whenever you get access to special attacks beyond just the basic jump attack that Mario has right now. All the characters get different weapons. Mario is just attacking with his fists right now. Later on he's going to get the hammer, and he also gets shells that he can kick. So, Mario RPG, a lot of depth, very cool game, definitely play it. It is worth your time. See if I can play to the end of Mushroom Way. And then maybe I'll move on and do a different game. Hey, the Raging Otaku is suggesting that I play A Link to the Past. Yeah, I guess I could do that. I mean, you guys have gotten a good sense of Super Mario RPG at this point. I'll leave Mario standing, thinking about his life on this odd-shaped flower. And I'll jump over to A Link to the Past. I started playing a little bit of this. I played half an hour of this, so let me jump into my save file. So you guys aren't seeing the very beginning of the game here, but half an hour in. That'll preserve the surprise of the first half hour for your own playthroughs. Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, yet another masterpiece, included on the SNES Classic. Spectacular game that I've played through many, many times. This is the Zelda that really made Zelda. The original NES game, still one of my personal favorites. I love it. Just the 8-bit style and the go anywhere and, you know, take on things in any order. Stuff that Breath of the Wild finally recaptured some of. Love that. Zelda 2, much more difficult to get into. Very hardcore game. You had to have serious skills as a kid in the late 80s to complete Zelda 2. This game, though, when they did A Link to the Past, brought it back to the overhead view, the structure of going and getting items, and then getting the Master Sword, and then having another set of dungeons to go through. I mean, it's like several Zelda games following after this one were designed from the same design document, basically. The same structure as this one. I am indeed Sahasrara, the village elder and a descendant of the wise men. So, like I said, this is about half an hour into the game. Link has begun his adventure he has been told to go out and seek this elder for further instruction on how to continue his quest. So here I am meeting with the elder. Oh really? Link, I am surprised a young man like you is searching for the Sword of Evil's Bane. Not just anyone can use that weapon. Legends say only the hero who has won the 3 pendants can wield the sword. Oh, what's that? I have to go 3 and get 3 things? Do you really want to find it? As a test, can you retrieve the Pendant of Courage from the East Palace? If you bring it here, I will tell you more of the legend and give you a magical artifact. Now go forward to the palace. Sure thing, Gramps, I'll do it. After I steal your treasures. Maybe that's why this game is so foundational in the Zelda series, is because this was the first game where Link could just willy-nilly go into people's houses and break all their pots and steal the goods out of their treasure chests. And that, from a silent protagonist like Link, that is the most character development he's ever gotten. That he's just a common thief. Going into people's houses, taking all their stuff, smashing their pottery. Alright. So this is pretty well timed. The first dungeon of A Link to the Past. Treasure first. Legend of Zelda Pot Smasher. All kinds of pot smashing going on in Hyrule. And there's a case to be made for playing every one of these games on this unit first. You can't go wrong if you pick Zelda. I'm excited that so many younger Zelda fans will get to go back and play this game for the first time. It is wonderful. I had a blessed childhood being able to play all these games when they came out for the first time. Kind of crazy spending $60 to get each of these one at a time as an individual cartridge, and then this unit being available for 80 bucks and you get 21 games. That is absolutely nuts. When I hit you with the boomerang, you were supposed to stay where I can hit you again. No respect. Well, it took them long enough to appear, didn't it? I was getting a little bit concerned. I was like, am I missing a switch in here? What's the deal? And then the bad guys show up to attack me. map, I got the compass. I am good to go. Let's check out what the map screen looks like in A Link to the Past. You hit the X button and it jumps over to this. You get this cool pixel view, and there's so much elevation change. That's something that A Link to the Past did an awesome job of. You can see right there on the left, there's the ground level. So this dungeon is entirely above ground. I'm on the first floor now, I can go up to the second floor. But then there are dungeons later in the game that go down below the ground, basement 1, basement 2, and so forth. A lot of verticality. Even in, you can see it in this room just like this. Starting on one level, jumping down to the other level. That's why, just a couple of years ago, they finally did the sequel to this game on the 3DS. Took advantage of the fact that you could look down and see the levels below you. Alright, so you need the big key. Fascinates me to watch speed runs of these old games. People that have played this game over and over again, and they just blow past rooms like this. If they have to go in rooms like this at all. They know just what to do. Execute in mere seconds. That is not me. I do not have the time in life or the motivation to become such a practiced master, going over and over and over again to truly dominate a game and get world record completion times. I am happy if I finish a game at all. I respect and applaud the people that can do the speedrunning and master things. When they do AGDQ and SGDQ, I am watching with rapt attention all week long. There's the big key I was hunting for. Glenn is saying the boomerang does damage. The boomerang does damage to certain enemies. Not a lot. Lots of little quirks here in A Link to the Past. That's just one of them. And see, man, see the dungeon design. I'm sure there's, if you guys watch the Boss Keys YouTube series, I'm certain that there's already an episode talking about this, but it's just such a nice loop. I went all the way around and got the boss key, and then I just had to go down that little hallway to get back to the place where I needed the boss key. I didn't have to backtrack a ton. And now I've got the bow, so I can shoot dudes like this. Let's use the lamp and light up this room. The lamp, an item that was introduced in A Link to the Past and was used in some of the other games. Got a lot of play in Twilight Princess. It's just a room full of rupees for no reason. Lots of weird random stuff like that in A Link to the Past. Just a room full of treasure. Uh-oh. Ooh. What did I miss? Oh, I missed picking up this key. It was just sitting there for me. That's convenient. Thought I'd skipped a whole room somewhere. These annoying little 45-degree bouncing fairy guys. They hit you and they drain part of your magic meter. Doing pretty well with my arrow shots at the very least. Ah! That was not the right one. This one. There we go. I said I was doing well with my arrow shots, and then I missed the very next one. Come on, ugly. Well, it's well past midnight now, so on the East Coast at least, there are some people who have claimed their own SNES Classic units, who are probably racing home to rip open the package and start their own playthroughs of classic games just like this. For you guys that are in the chat, let me know where you are watching from. Let's see, how many people we got watching? We got 6 people on right now. Not bad for a stream in literally the middle of the night that I did not announce until 10 minutes before turning it on. These are the Armos Knights. They like to hop and bounce. And then when you zap all of his friends, the last one gets kind of mad at you. Boom. Dungeon 1, A Link to the Past. The way we did it back in the 90s. Yeah, I got that pendant. 2 pendants remain. Boom. Alright, well, that's probably a good place to stop on A Link to the Past. Let's see, Glenn is watching from Oklahoma. Jesse is watching from Utah. Glenn wants to know what is my favorite dungeon in this game. That's a good question. I don't know off the top of my head. Turtle Rock is pretty crazy. Probably Turtle Rock at the end, because it's just like the ultimate crazy challenge. All sorts of weird platformy stuff going every which way. Alright. What time is it? Yeah, I haven't even been going for an hour yet. Let's keep on rolling. What do you guys want to see? We played some Yoshi's Island to begin with. We played some Super Mario RPG. Played some A Link to the Past. I'm still good to go for a while. And play something else. Once again, this is looking weird with the live streaming frame, I know. I'll do some Super Metroid. I haven't even played that one yet. Of course, I played it years ago. Haven't played it yet on this unit.
Super Metroid. Yet another masterpiece. Let's go.
The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
Glenn says Metroid sounds good. He just finished Samus Returns yesterday, so he is still in a Metroid mood. Yep, well, Samus Returns, being a remake of Metroid 2, it immediately preceded this game. This is about to recount the events of Samus Returns. After it recounts the events of Metroid 1/0 mission. Completely eradicated them, except for the baby. See, it's probably weird to see the end of a 2017 game rendered in 1994 pixel style. But here's what happens next. She personally delivered the baby to the Galactic Research Station at Ceres, so the scientists could study its energy-producing qualities. Here you are. That's very good. Have to shake with her left hand because she doesn't have a right hand on her suit, just a giant cannon. The scientists' findings were astounding. They discovered that the powers of the Metroid might be harnessed for the good of civilization. Yes. Setting up tragedy. It's like the one moment that the scientists are all gathered together having fun doing Metroid research. Satisfied that all was well, I left the station to seek a new bounty to hunt, but I had hardly gone beyond the asteroid belt when I picked up a distress signal. Ceres Station was under attack. Glenn says he totally geeked out when he heard that voice. Yeah, that voice was Dan Osen. Longtime employee of Nintendo. Oh, this is on some weird control settings. It's on like A and X. I'm gonna have to, before I play this further, go and tweak the controls. I don't know about you guys, but I like jumping on B button, attacking on Y button. Anything else feels weird. Oh, hello Metroid. I'll just pick you up here and we'll just go right on our way. Just take you and go right back out this door over here. What's this? Haven't I destroyed you before? What are you doing hanging out here? This, of course, is a fight that you cannot win. He just hits you a few times and then he flies away. Self-destruct sequence. Samus does a whole lot of damage. Blown up planets, blown up space stations. She can't just leave a place normally, can't you? Always gotta blow it up, scorch the earth behind it. I've never actually lost in this sequence. I wonder wonder what happens. Not that I'm going to find out right now. Where am I? Am I totally... Where did I go? The game totally tilted me off the left side of the screen. That's a new one. Planet Zebes, Zebes, how do you say it? I always said Zebes when I was a kid, so that's what I'm gonna stick with. You can't tell me otherwise. Landing on the planet's surface in a rainstorm, dashing through the caverns. Not a lot going on. Alien life forms are sparse. If you played the original Metroid, and then you played this in 1994, your mind was getting blown right about now. I just mentioned this in the most recent issue of NF. This part right here. Because this is the final boss chamber for Metroid 1. And coming back to it, and seeing it all destroyed and battle damaged and everything, but in updated 16-bit graphics, being all eerie and haunted and like weird atmospheric music going on. Super cool moment. And then you head right over here, and you go down an elevator, and you end up in the exact spot where Metroid 1 began. This little section of Brinstar. Hopping right over here and grabbing the morph ball. Uh-oh. Woke up something. Something is not happy that I'm here. Can't get through there yet because I don't have the missiles. Have to backtrack. Heading back up.
Hypnos. What's up, Hypnos? Hypnos is missing out on an SNES apparently. What am I missing? Did I miss something? I was supposed to go down, wasn't I? See, it's good that I'm replaying these games because my memory has gotten too fuzzy. I used to be able to run through these games, not miss a beat. Now there are beats that are being missed. Let's head down this way, shall we? There's the missile that I need.
And some more missiles. Nintendo. Glenn says he's lazy, so he just pronounced it as Zebs. His mom once took a look at it and concluded it should be Zeebs. So, Zebs, Zeebs, ZBs, Zebus. Lots of different ways that you can go about pronouncing things. Everybody thought it was something different back in the 80s, early 90s, because the internet wasn't a thing. Nintendo wasn't doing videos. We didn't have anybody officially on camera anywhere giving an official pronunciation. You just saw the text of it in the game manual or Nintendo Power or wherever and came up with your own interpretation. What's up, dudes? Now things are coming back to life. Now there's some bad guys to deal with. Mine shaft. The old Turian exit. These are the super weak rookie troopers. Die in a horrific explosion from a single shot from the weakest Samus gun. Going on over here and downloading the map. I really liked how Samus Returns handled this. This, Super Metroid, it's weird to think anything negative about Super Metroid. It's been such a masterpiece for so long. But I much prefer the way that Samus Returns came up with for handling the map. Giving you that separate map ability and making it optional. You didn't have to use it if you didn't want to. But just letting you send out a beacon that reveals just a chunk of the map at a time. Here it's, you find the map station and the entire area of the planet that you're in is revealed to you, and it's just a one-time thing. You find it and that's it. Glenn says, at least we can all agree it isn't Zebeth. Yes, I don't know that anybody is advocating for that particular pronunciation. Feel sad for the Final Fantasy VII fans. It's one thing to have a game setting, the name of a planet, with different pronunciations from different people, but to have a main character in the game that has different spellings and different pronunciations that people can't agree on, terrible, terrible thing. Alright. I put Samus back in the ship because that's a good place for her to take a rest. And that was 15 minutes of Super Metroid. Slow 15 minutes of Super Metroid. If it was a speed run you were watching, then they would be 25% of the way done with the game. Let's take a look. Alright, I've been going for about an hour with this stream. Maybe I'll do one more game and then call it a night. And toss a little Donkey Kong Country into the mix here. Actually, I'm going to load my save off of this. Here we go. I've already played this quite a bit. I'm in World 3. Donkey Kong Country was some mind-blowing stuff back in 1994, let me tell you. And I did a lot better playing it back in 1994, let me tell you that as well. But yes, I still remember seeing this game in action for the first time. My cousin Matthew had rented it. And he lived just about a block away from us. So we were hanging out at his house, playing this on his Super Nintendo. Blew me away. You just did not see graphics of this quality on the SNES. CGI was just incredible. It's like, what in the world am I looking at? And it was the only game that let a monkey ride an ostrich. So there's that. Ooh, that was bad. It's getting late, I'm getting sleepy. Thank you, rewind feature. Maybe this will be the end. Maybe I'll clear this stage and I'll call this stream good. Because I am not playing to my full capability at present. This guy is called Manky Kong. Chucking barrels just like DK himself did back in '81. Painful, painful. Terrible, terrible stuff. Help me rewind feature. Save me. Whew. That was painful. Here we go. And see, I'm talking about being an old guy, sharing old wisdom about the way games used to be. Let's end with Cranky Kong, shall we? More freeloaders, well, I ain't got nothing for you, so scram. And we were much better off in those days as well. Bet you thought this was 64-bit, eh boy? Not yet. I've got more gameplay in my little finger than you've got in this whole game. You know what they say? Old graphics and no gameplay. 32 meg. That would be more than 30 games in my day, and they'd be great games too. Back in my days, we used to have real gameplay. Jungle hijinks, stick to the treetops during extra lives. See, he berates you he bops you with the stick, and you have to listen through all of his old crotchety complaints and reminiscence about the old days of video games. But then he gives you a couple of gameplay tips if you listen to all his complaining. Clam City is next, but I think Cranky Kong was the perfect place for this old bearded man to leave off. Alright, so this has been roughly 1 hour of SNES Classic live streaming gameplay action coming to you guys, kicking off what may become a series, the SNES Classic Completion Challenge. Some of it I will play on stream, some of it I will play in free time that I have here and there throughout the day, but my ultimate goal is to completely finish all 21 games that are included on this tiny little Super Nintendo device. I think that my badge of honor is going to be having a suspend point of the credits scene put in position 4 on all of these games. So as I complete them, I'm going to create a suspend point of the end, or, you know, the credits, obviously what is after the final battle of each game, and put it on position number 4. And then ultimately I'll be able to scroll through all 21 games and see that finished completion point. That's the idea anyway. Who knows if it'll work out. Life comes at you fast. I may be able to do it, I may not. But here's hoping. And this has been the kickoff stream regardless. Jumping around, playing a little bit of 5 different games we got to. And hopefully if you are standing in the line somewhere waiting for your own SNES Classic, this has given you a little bit of entertainment and helped you pass a little bit of the time. Alright, that is all for me. I have been Lucas M. Thomas, Editor-in-Chief of Nintendo Force Magazine. And check out patreon.com/NintendoForce because it is support for our magazine and subscriptions that lets me do things like this. That lets me have streaming equipment and be able to do videos and things. We didn't always have this. But we have had so much support for NF that we have been able to expand the amount of things that we do beyond just making a magazine every couple of months. And it's going to be jumping into some demos now. This is not me playing again, this is it playing demo mode. It uses your own game save data as a screensaver and jumps around from game to game. Of course, my game save data was just me sitting on the map screen, so this is not very interesting to look at all. So, I'm gonna go end the stream. Bye guys, have a good night. If you've been watching live, thanks for sticking with me, and if you're watching this later, thanks for watching all the way to this point. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.